Good evening. Welcome to the Board of Commissioners meeting for September 22nd, 2015. As is our custom, we will have the invocation and the pledge presented before calling the meeting to order. I'd like to invite you to stand, if you would, for the invocation and pledge. The invocation will be presented tonight by Captain,
T.R. Alexander.
sorry, and followed by the pledge of firefighter Jeffrey Luby, who has been with Cobb County Fire since March of 2015. Thank you.
If you'd like, bow with me, please. Father, we just want to thank you for this opportunity to meet tonight. Thank you for these individuals who've chosen to dedicate their time and efforts to lead the county. And we ask that you'll give them the wisdom to make the right decisions, to listen to what is right, to do what is right. Father, we thank you for those who've come out today. We pray you'll continue to bless the efforts of everyone in their good mind to stand for what is right in their county. Father, we ask that you'll guide this meeting in civility and help us all to have the right mindset as we go forth. I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Captain Alexander and Firefighter Luby. Appreciate you being with us tonight. I officially call this meeting to order at this point. Tab 1 was from our work session earlier today at 1:30. That could be seen on TV 23 if you would like to review. A very nice presentation from CSX Corporation, video highlighting the growth impact of rail service in the economy in Cobb County. We encourage you to go look at that video. So that takes us to tab 2 tonight. Presentation. One item is to present proclamation designating the week of October 4 through 10 as Public Safety Appreciation Week. Commissioner Weatherford.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. As Chairman said, we're designating October 4th through the 10th as Public Safety Week here in Cobb County. It's the time we take to honor those that so give of their services to us every day. Ronald Reagan once said that many people go through life trying to figure out if they made a difference in this world. Public safety personnel don't have that issue. They do that every day. So I'd like to have Director Heaton come down, and the Board of Commissioners, if they'd like, they come with me, and I'd like to read the proclamation. And it's big, so I can see it. Big, yeah. Cobb County Public Safety dedicated personnel are sworn to protect the citizens and, excuse me. I'm handling it. Okay. Where was I before I was? Oh, go ahead. Dedicated personnel are sworn to protect the citizens who visit our community and have a superior reputation for excellence. And the men and women of public safety are selected, trained, and entrusted to be the peacekeepers and guardians of our community. They are the first to respond during a crisis, often placing their own lives in harm's way in the performance of their duties. I'd like to ask Chief Hauser to come forward, please. Since 2005, Since 2005, Cobb County Police has remained one of the only 5% of law enforcement agencies nationally accredited with the Commission on Accreditation of Law Enforcement, known as CALEA. Since 1997, the department has been certified with the Georgia Association of Chiefs of Police, an achievement of only 19% of law enforcement agencies in Georgia. And I know we have many Cobb PD here. We're going to have them come up in a few. Will Director Ann Flynn come forward? Since CALEA has also honored our 911 Center with the Accreditation with Excellence Award. Only 1% of 911 centers nationally have this distinction, so congratulations. And Fire Chief Crowder. In 2005 and 2011, Cobb County Fire achieved accreditation from Commission on Fire Accreditation International. Less than 1% of fire departments nationwide are accredited this way. So as you can see, we have quite a representation of our public safety. Will Chief Deputy Milton Beck come forward with the Cobb Sheriff's Office? The Cobb County Sheriff's Office is the leading law enforcement agency. Sheriff Warren was selected as Georgia's top sheriff in 2014, and Deputy Bill Hicks was named Georgia's Deputy Sheriff of the Year in 2015. The Sheriff's Office provides tactical operations support for Cobb cities and county police, protects the court system, operates detention center, and acts on over 60,000 civil processes and criminal warrants each year. Great job. Is Deputy Hicks here? Okay. Will Allison Carter come forward? The Safety Village opened in 2009 and to date has provided educational programs to over 115,000 students on their campus. The Safety Village also provides seat inspection, distributes and installs smoke detectors to those in need. Firefighters in the Safety Village continue to provide educational programs in school settings and at community events. Another great example of public safety in Cobb County. We also have a police athletic league that was started in 2010 as a nonprofit 501c3 focusing on juvenile crime prevention throughout athletic and recreational activities. Annually, this program has close to 400 youth participating in the track program, football camp, or baseball camp. Participants are involved with police officers in an environment that instills trust and community collaboration. Another great program by Cobb County Public Safety. I'm doing okay so far, Chairman? Cobb County remains committed to having the best trained professionals, state-of-the-art equipment, and superior resources, thus maintaining the high standards of excellence that our residents expect. Public Safety Appreciation Week is an opportunity for the community to show our gratitude and respect for their service, bravery, and dedication, and we, the Board of Commissioners, join the Cobb Chamber in declaring October 4th through the 10th, 2015 as Public Safety Appreciation Week. Encourage all residents to unite with us to honor their work and their sacrifice for the brave men and women of public safety. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, if we could, let's have all our public safety personnel come up and we'll get a group picture. Meant to, sorry. Also, we have with us tonight Pete Kionis from Metro Ambulance and Steve Puckett from Puckett EMS. If there are partners, where are they here? Will they come forward as well? Are they here? Okay. They're, all right, good.
Squeeze you guys in a little bit. There we go. A little bit closer. Might need the commissioners to come to. You're all right? Okay. All right. Still have to squeeze in just a little bit tighter. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Let's give them one more round, show our appreciation. Thank you.
Let's take us to tab 3, SunTrust Park update, one item. Mr. County Manager.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and the fellow Board of Commissioners. We'd like to update you on the SunTrust Park construction update. Currently, make sure I'm on the same page there with you, Brad. So currently, we have over 600 workers on site, 635,000 man-hours as of mid-September. No lost time due to accidents. We go to the next. The largest concrete pour on the main level will begin tonight. After that pour will be 95% complete on the concrete. Structural steel erection on scoreboards complete. Placement of first concrete slab on metal deck at the scoreboard area underway. And the field in the main level, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing roughed in and block works ongoing. First light tower erection underway. Outfield precast erection ongoing. Precast erection on the home plate area to start 9/28. On September the 26th, start to demobilize crane number 3. This will allow the beginning of the upper deck steel erection. Ballpark storm and sanitary sewer works complete on the stadium. Brick for exterior delivered on 9/15 with brick work to begin or to start on 9/21 as of yesterday. Our bond closing was on September the 8th, which is a major milestone for the park. CARB has received bids on the $368 million bond issuance. The CARB Mayweather Coliseum Project Series 2014 bonds. The original 2013 projection of $24 million in annual debt has come in at $22.4 million or $1.6 million less than the 2013 expectations. We had a ceremonial first brick laying August the 27th by Eudice Morris, who also laid the first brick at Atlanta Fulton Stadium and Turner Field. Mr. Morris was helped by legendary Hank Aaron and the county commissioners. We also had a historical moment. Cobb County planted a time capsule with county items to be reopened in 30 years. Length of the Braves lease at Turner Field. Public safety is still a continuing priority, which is not common in many areas, but our fire marshal advised that things are moving very, very well with good communications and some inspections beginning on the fire side. Police personnel will be visiting Major League Baseball and National Football League stadiums to observe security operations. That has been an ongoing process in trying to work out the Braves and how we look at that. With that, Mr. Chairman, that's my update on the stadium, and I would entertain any questions at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Hankerson. I appreciate the update. Did the board have any questions for Mr. Hankerson at this time? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate the update. Takes us to tab 4, our first public comment.
The first speaker this evening is Tom Cheek, if you would come forward.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. I'm going to try to squeeze in 2 topics. First, I've been communicating with you about the medical examiner's office. I hope you will pay attention and listen. I'm going to be patient, thanks to Mr. Hankerson. I'm going to continue to communicate with him, but I hope you'll stay abreast of the situation. We still live in a county where the death of an abused dog is investigated by an accredited entity, and the death of an abused child is not. I hope we can correct that as soon as possible. I'll also be addressing your recent comments about your plans for building and paying for the Braves Bridge. None of the facts that I'm repeating are my own research. Several writers and editors at the MDJ, AJC, and guest columnists, including Lance Lamberton and others, have provided my inspiration. So, paying for the Braves Bridge, or the Magic Bridge. I think of it as the Magic Bridge because the cost stays the same no matter what the scenario is. It will cost $9 million for a pedestrian bridge. You can add $1 million in design costs, $3 million in parking deck improvements, add double-decker or single-decker components, water misters, multiple diverging exit ramps, a circulator. You can even build it after the construction phase when the mixed-use area is open and active and a hotel is added. How much now? $9 million. That is a magic bridge. Now, people a lot smarter than me have said that the bridge will cost at least $30 million if it is to have the quality of the associated mixed-use development and is to be a safe, comfortable bridge that people will actually use. So the only remaining question is who's going to pay for it. I would like to talk to you tonight about our bucket. You like to talk about money as being in buckets that are available to you, and you sometimes lean toward forgetting who put the money in those buckets in the first place. Originally, you thought the bridge was included in the bond bucket, but later realized this was for the stadium proper, and that the bridge was subject to your best efforts to obtain funding. You said back then, we might get a massive developer to come in and pay for everything. It's hard to tell at this point. It was July of 2014. Other than this massive developer, you've identified the feds, quoting, the state, the CID, and the authority as potential buyers for this bridge, but now you're left with one option, one bucket, and the bucket belongs to the taxpayers of Cobb County. In essence, you have promised the Braves that you will put forth your best effort to find a funding source for their bridge, and you have promised the taxpayers of Cobb County that they will not be funding the bridge. It's just a matter of which promise you keep. My question to you is, what makes you think you have the right to pay for this bridge out of SPLOST funds? Writers and pundits have pointed out that there may be legal obstacles to your proposal to pay for the bridge out of the 2016 SPLOST. Others have questioned whether you have enough votes on this board to move forward. But I'm sure there are ways around that. There's some legal maneuvering that will bypass the fact that this bridge was a known project at the time and was not included. And I'm sure that you would not have come this far if you didn't think you had the 2 necessary votes to fund the bridge. So my question is not about legal or political process, but the moral process. Taxpayers voted on a list of SPLOST items. The Braves Bridge is going to replace items on that list. So my question is, are you going to explain to voters in District 1 on Thursday that a bridge for the Braves is more important than Fire Station number 12? Are you going to personally explain to voters in District 2 that their community center is scrapped so that we can help the guys out at Liberty Media? Are you going to spend a Saturday at Noonday Creek Park in District 3 explaining why renovation plans are canceled due to the commitment that you have made to the Braves? Will you go to the Mableton Day community celebration next May and explain to District 4 voters why the Braves are more important than sidewalks for parents to walk children to school on? As a matter of fact, District 4 is the poster child for Tier 2 projects. You better plan to spend the whole day there. In the end, you knew that you had a certain number of buckets as possible funding sources, but those buckets were guarded by folks that did not see return on investment. You may think the SPLOST bucket is yours to do what you want. It has been said that the Braves are an economic home run for the county, and I don't disagree. It's been said a lot that the Braves are an economic home run for the county. But breaking your promise to the taxpayers is the chin music that often follows that home run. It's the bean ball, the brushback pitch. Please don't do it unless you're prepared for the bench clearing melee that will follow. Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is John Galsinski. Please come forward.
Yes, good evening, Commissioners. My name is John Galsinski, and I have a far briefer speech, and I would like to address things that aren't necessarily on the agenda for this evening, just things of concern as well as what's on the agenda. The rebranding of the bus is what is considered, and my feeling of that is essentially if it's going to help Cobb County in its image, by all means. As far as the awards, I think that was interesting, and I think what the county should do is have a taxpayer appreciation week, so that we actually appreciate the people who helped fund this amazing Braves project. As far as the bridge and it being an oversight, I can't believe it. I'm surprised that it wasn't included, especially after how thoroughly it was proposed. I remember in the meetings where Bob Ott, for instance, had expressed his understanding and that everything essentially would be taken care of. Obviously it hasn't. So I would certainly hope that whatever problems that are part of this will be dealt with without necessarily causing even more problems. And I certainly hope that with respect to our constitutional rights, we will again provide access to the law library for those people who need it. And that's it, and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is Lisa Amicus. If you come forward, please.
Yes, I'm here to speak about CCT today on behalf of us handicaps and other passengers alike. We have experienced some issues that we want to have taken care of with the buses. They are breaking down way too frequently. We want to get that taken care of right away. There are restrictions us handicaps want to get taken off. Being one is where they're talking about you have to wait 5 minutes for our buses. They will not contact us. Instead of the 5-minute wait, we really want you guys to try to get them to call us and let us know the bus is out there. Supervisors there are really disrespecting us every time we have to have them meet us. They're ignoring us, they're yelling at us for no reason, and we really need to take care of that as well. On this letter, there will be a whole bunch of issues that the public who are outside of the district and that want buses, us paratransit also have other issues on here on this letter for you to look over, and people who ride fixed route as well. So I just hope you consider these changes and read thoroughly over them. Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is Ken Howell. If you come forward.
Good evening, Commissioners. As you know, I'm Ken Howell, Transit Advisor for the Cobb Community Coalition and a union rep. Just to touch on a few items, I don't want to go into a lot of detail tonight because I'm hoping that we can have some sit-down time with each of the commissioners to discuss our concerns. First is we want you to recognize the BRT. We want you to keep that in, maybe at the forefront. I brought you some information tonight that I hope you will look over and give it some consideration. We feel that that is the best service that can be provided in the Cumberland area and from Kennesaw down to Atlanta. Circular buses, we have some concerns with those. We don't feel like we need to be paying for them. That if the Braves want a shuttle, they need to pay for their own shuttle. It doesn't offer any service to the riding public that uses our service now. If there is Sunday service provided for that circular, and we can't have Sunday service for the 25-year riders, the 100,000 people who ride these buses over the past 25 years, if we can't get Sunday service for them, I don't think we need to give Sunday service for the Braves. And we would like for you to take that under consideration. The only other thing, the police who were on this floor tonight look like policemen. I was very proud of the policemen that I was looking at. We want to get away from that military look and go back to community policing. You know, instead of looking like an armed camp that's coming to take over, like an invading force. I know a lot of the policemen, they're not those type of individuals. They're good guys, and your first impression is the best impression. If I come to you looking like I'm coming for war, you're gonna get war. We don't need that. We need to go back to policemen who look like policemen, community policemen. get away from the military look. Other than that, have a good evening and hope to see you at another time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Commissioners, this takes us I've been reminded we have a Boy Scout with us. Would you come forward, sir?
Uh-oh.
Would you come up to the podium, please? Could you please give us your name, your troop number, and where you're at, where your troop's out of?
Aiden Rayners, Troop 1011, and Mount Bethel Methodist Church.
Perfect. And why are you here tonight?
For earning a merit badge requirement.
Which merit badge?
I forgot what it's called.
Pardon me? Citizenship in the community.
Yes.
Is there any question you'd like to ask Commissioner Ott at this time? I believe he's.
Please do.
I believe he's. Are you in his troop?
Yeah.
You can ask any question you want. Any question.
Make it good.
Be careful.
You're even free to make a comment where he doesn't get a chance to respond. We're glad you're here tonight. Thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. I hope we don't let you down and provide a good example for you. Good luck in your merit badge. Thank you for being here, sir. Consent agenda. Commissioners, we've had an opportunity to go through that. Before Commissioner Ott makes his comments, I'd like to bring forward a motion to approve the consent agenda as revised and authorize execution of the necessary documents by the appropriate county personnel. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Burrow. Commissioner Ott.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as we discussed yesterday, I need to recuse myself from item number 11 since the company is a contributor.
Okay. Any further comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. So this takes us to tab 6, Transportation Director Massimo.
Mr. Chairman, County Commissioners, and County Manager, our first agenda item tonight is to approve a contract with Easy Bore Construction, Inc. for construction of Circle 75 Parkway Drainage System Improvements Culvert. Construction of Circle 75 drainage improvements is an approved project in the Drainage System Improvements component of the 2005 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program. Engineering of Circle 75 Parkway Culvert is an approved project in the Drainage System Improvements component of the 2011 SPLOST TIP. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve a contract with Easy Bore Construction, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $2,085,401.80 for construction of Circle 75 Parkway Drainage Improvements Culvert, projects number D2820, E2260, MIS contract number 000823, authorize the corresponding budget transaction, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Thank you. Commissioner Ott.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Item 2.
To approve supplemental agreement number 1 to the contract with Vertical Earth, Inc. for landscape improvements on Walker Drive Extension. Walker Drive Extension is an approved project in the roadway safety and operational improvements component of the 2011 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program. In order for this landscaping to be installed during the upcoming planting season and in coordination with ongoing construction activities on the Walker Drive Extension project, the department recommends using the contractor Vertical Earth, Inc. for installation of landscape improvements to be completed within a 45-day period. Supplemental agreement number 1 to the contract with Vertical Earth, Inc. in an amount to not to exceed $278,351.73 is requested for installation of landscape improvements. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve supplemental agreement number 1 to the contract with Vertical Earth, Inc. in an amount not to exceed $278,351.73 for landscape improvements on Walker Drive Extension, project number E6100, MIS contract number 000679, authorize the corresponding budget transaction, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Thank you. Commissioner Cupid.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Item 3, please.
To adopt a resolution authorizing the submission of the local maintenance and improvement grant program application for FY16 to the Georgia Department of Transportation for the resurfacing of county-maintained roads, project number E9190. The department routinely rates the condition of roadway pavement for resurfacing as a part of the county's pavement management program. Rating results of roads recommended for resurfacing are submitted to the Georgia Department of Transportation for funding assistance through the Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant, LMIG program. We request that the Board of Commissioners adopt a resolution authorizing the submission of the Local Maintenance and Improvement Grant, LMIG program application for FY16 to the Georgia Department of Transportation for the resurfacing of county-maintained roads, project number E9190, authorize the corresponding budget transactions, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Thank you. I'll bring this forward in the form of a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Item 4, please.
To approve a utility relocation agreement with Georgia Power for preliminary engineering and relocation of facilities on Cobb Parkway, US 41 State Route 3 at Windy Hill Road, project number E3030, MIS contract number 000901. Cobb Parkway, US 41 State Route 3 at Windy Hill Road is an approved intersection safety and operational improvements project in the 2011 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve a utility relocation agreement with Georgia Power Company in a form substantially similar to the attached and as approved by the County Attorney's Office in an amount not to exceed $502,375 for preliminary engineering and relocation of facilities on Cobb Parkway, US 41, State Route 3 at Windy Hill Road, project number E3030, MIS contract number 000901, authorize the corresponding budget transaction, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Thank you. Commissioner Ott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just want to kind of make a clarification. Faye, you and I talked about this yesterday, that when folks look at this item, the engineering study that was originally approved was for the design of the project, and the engineering study here is what's required by Georgia Power relative to their power lines.
That's correct.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Item 5, please.
To approve a pipeline accommodation agreement for engineering and right-of-way inspection services with Colonial Pipeline Company for Cobb Parkway, US 41 at I-285 westbound off-ramp and Spring Road, Circle 75 Parkway, project number X2403, MIS contract number 000897. Cobb Parkway, US 41 at I-285 westbound off-ramp and Spring Road, Circle 75 Parkway is an approved thoroughfare and mobilities improvements project in the 2016 SPLOST Transportation Improvements Program. We request that the Board of Commissioners approve a pipeline accommodation agreement for engineering and right-of-way inspection services with Colonial Pipeline Company in a form substantially similar to the attached and as approved by the County Attorney's Office in an amount not to exceed $200,000 for Cobb Parkway, US 41 at I-285 westbound off-ramp and Spring Road, Circle 75 Parkway, project number X2403, MIS contract number 000897, authorize the corresponding budget transactions, and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents.
Thank you. Commissioner Ott.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Item 6, please.
You'll give us just a moment. We're going to bring this up. To authorize the rebranding of Cobb Community Transit Services as Cobb Link to include a new logo, mark, and color scheme. If you'll go ahead and put the bus up. There we go. With the growth planned for transit services in Cobb County, staff discussed with the board that CCT is seeking a fresh branding approach. You'll recall that we did a comprehensive presentation on this at a recent Board of Commissioners meeting. The recommended rebrand will foster this growth and create a unified look for all CCT service operations. The deliverables for the new branding plan include market research, logo development, bus design, collateral materials design, and development of a marketing plan. The department is also exploring opportunities for the use of the new mark with Cobb Senior Services Transportation, per a suggestion from one of the commissioners at our last conversation, in a manner that unifies county services while complying with all Federal Transit Administration and public transportation system requirements. We request that the Board of Commissioners authorize the rebranding of Cobb Community Transit Services as Cobb Link to include a new logo, mark, and color scheme, and it's displayed for you right now up on the board.
Thank you. And we did have a work session item which this was presented in detail, and we appreciate that. And the input provided by the community to date to get to this point. So Commissioners, I'll bring forward this recommendation as a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Director. Tab 7, Support Services. We have one item. Do I have to recognize him? Yes, sir. Mr. Virgin Moon, we're glad you're here tonight, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Our
Chairman.
former Support Services Agency Director, now with the community.
Administrator for Cobb Public Health.
We're glad you're here, sir.
Thank you, sir.
One item.
This is a combined item between Cobb County Property Management and the Health Department. And before I go into the item, I would like to take the opportunity on behalf of my board, on behalf of Dr. Kennedy, on behalf of our 350 employees, and most important, on behalf of the 100,000 people that come through our doors every year for services, to thank y'all for supporting us every year, for including us in the 12 SPLOST and the 16 SPLOST, and more importantly, for everything y'all do for us on an annual basis. We appreciate that. We could not do it without you. Thank you. This item, Mr. Chairman, would authorize the county manager to work with the health department and to acquire property in Smyrna for the relocation of the Smyrna Health Clinic using funds provided in the health department to be later reimbursed and approved in the approved SPLOST funds. We realize the SPLOST funds will not come in until next year. So in order to move this project forward, we would advance those monies should we be able to find a piece of property that we can acquire. The project is a $1.1 million project that was approved in the SPLOST by the voters of Cobb County. We feel like this new location will much better serve the Smyrna community. It'll be on the bus line, it'll be in a larger building, it'll be on a building that we can grow with for the next 20, 25 years. We feel real good about it. The City of Smyrna's Economic Development Department supports it, as does the City of Smyrna support it. We respectfully ask y'all to approve this item and authorize the county manager to work with us over the next few months to locate the building, to acquire that building, and an amount not to exceed the $1.1 million that's been approved in the SPLOST funds.
Thank you. I'd like to read just for the record, a recommendation in our book for the record. So that the recommendation is for the Board of Commissioners, and I bring this forward in the form of a motion. The Board of Commissioners authorize the county manager to coordinate with Cobb Public Health to acquire property in Smyrna for the relocation of the Smyrna Health Clinic using funds provided by the Health Department to be later reimbursed with approval of the 2016 SPLOST funds not to exceed $1.1 million. Authorize the corresponding budget transactions and further authorize the chairman to execute the necessary documents. Is there a second? The second, any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Good work, Virgil. Good to see you again, guys.
Thank you and the county manager for y'all's support.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you for being with us tonight. Tab 8, Cobb County Public Safety Agency. We got two items. Director Heaton.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners, and Mr. Hankerson. I have two items tonight. Both are for advertisement of public hearing prior to expending more than $100,000 for the procurement of architectural engineering services with regard to the 2016 SPLOST. The first one is to authorize advertisement for a public hearing prior to expending more than $100,000 for the procurement of architectural engineering services with regard to the 2016 SPLOST headquarters project, and to authorize the issuance of requests for proposals to secure these services. This project, along with the other one, was approved in the 2016 SPLOST, and in accordance with State of Georgia Code, the Board of Commissioners is required to conduct a public hearing prior to expending the funds of $100,000 or more to employ an independent consulting firm or to conduct an independent study or survey. In addition, we'll be requesting authorization to issue a RFP to retain the architectural and engineering services with regard to this project. So therefore, I'm asking the Board of Commissioners to authorize the advertisement for and conduct a public hearing prior to expending more than $100,000 for the procurement of architectural and engineering services with regard to the new 2016 police headquarters, and authorize issuance of requests for proposals utilizing selection process 2 competitive proposals to secure these services.
Thank you, Commissioner Weatherford.
It would be my honor to make that recommendation as presented, sir.
I'll second the motion. Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Item 2, please, Director.
Thank you. And without going into a lot of the same verbiage that I just went through, this is requesting or asking the board to authorize the advertisement for and conduct a public hearing prior to expending more than $100,000 for the procurement of architectural and engineering services with regard to the new 2016 Public Safety Training Center, and further authorize issuance of requests for proposals utilizing selection process competitive proposals to secure these services.
Thank you. Commissioner Weatherford.
So moved as presented, sir.
I'll second the motion. Any comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Director. Takes us to tab 9, our second public comment.
Amy Barnes, would you come forward, please? Amy Barnes. There are no other speakers.
Thank you. Hang on a minute. Thank you. Tab 10, appointments. We have 2 items. The first, at the recommendation of Commissioner Burrow, is to approve the appointment of Dr. Plunkett to the Regional and Behavioral Health and Developmental Disability Advisory Council. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. There's a comments? Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Item 2, please. Commissioner Burrow.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Sherry Newton to the Transit System Advisory Board. We appreciate her service and her willingness to continue on that board.
Thank you. Motion is made and second. Call the question. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. This takes us to tab 10. Commissioners, tab 11, I'm sorry, Commissioners' comment. I would like to remind the Commissioners that we're limited to 5 minutes apiece. Commissioner Weatherford, we'll start with you tonight.
Thank you, sir. Just wanted to close out, again, thanking our public safety personnel for all they do for the county, and I think you could tell by the numerous accreditations they have, they are certainly second to none, if not in the state, certainly in the southeast as well. Also was proud that we brought forward 2 agenda items to start work on a new headquarters and a public safety training facility. The headquarters that we have currently for public safety has been there, I think, at least 40 years, so it's time, and we're going to do a good job and try to make this one last another 40 years, the one we're going to build. I also have a Heart Walk team coming up, and I don't have a lot of walkers, so if you just want to contribute, you don't have to walk, but I need to raise $1,500, so just feel free to donate to the Heart Walk Association, and I'll walk for you in a hover round maybe, but I'll walk. I'll make it. And that's coming up as well. And you're going to talk about but also we'll have a town hall meeting joint with the chairman. He'll mention a little bit more about that in his presentations.
Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner Burrow.
I would first like to echo the remarks on our public safety. Congratulations, and we look forward to honoring you in October for Public Safety Week, and thank you for all your service. Also, a big congratulations to the Kennesaw State University Owls. 3-0, still undefeated. Go Owls.
Fear the owl.
Go by Town Center Mall on this Saturday, 9/26, from 10 to 3:30 for our Cobb County Touch-A-Truck event. There'll be SWAT trucks, police cars, all kinds of fire rescue, and it's a great event in the lower parking. It'll be held in the lower parking lot by Sears. It's $5 a person, or a maximum of $20 per person, and all the proceeds do benefit the Cobb Safety Village. On this Thursday, September 24th, the job seekers are invited to the Marietta Cobb Career Expo, and it will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Turner Chapel AME Church. It's sponsored by the Chamber, the Cobb Chamber, the City of Marietta, Cobb Works, and the Georgia Department of Labor. For more information, you can visit cobbworks.org. I think the chairman is going to talk about the fair, so I'll leave that for him. The next How to Do Business with Cobb seminar is October 22nd, and it will be held at 5:30 p.m. at the Senior Wellness Center, Powder Springs Street. It's free to attend, but you do need to register. And you can do that by calling my office, my assistant, Inger Eberhardt, who is here tonight if you want to sign up tonight, or email her at inger.eberhardt@cobbcounty.org. And that's all I have for tonight.
Thank you. Commissioner Ott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First thing I have is the folks in East Cobb, if they haven't seen it yet, and that some of them may be on vacation for the fall break. The water pipeline project has started. And the best way to get updates is to sign up for either my Friday update or Commissioner Burrow's Friday update. The information will be on there every Friday. Also at www.ccmwa.org for updates from the Water Authority. And on TV 23, we're going to repeat the TV show from September, which is an interview with Glenn Page from the Water Authority and Sharon Stanley about the app. Second thing I have is I'm going to have a town hall meeting in Vinings on October 13th at 7 o'clock in the Cochise Club. I too have a Heart Walk team, which Otters Trotters want to outdo Weatherford's Walkers. So sign up for Otters Trotters before you consider the other side, the dark side. Finally, the last thing I have, and this is, and Faye, you might have to come up and help me with the dates because I don't remember the one for Barrett Parkway. But starting this Thursday through September 30th, the ramp from I-75 to US 41 will be closed as they put the bridge work for the managed lanes. So traffic's going to be diverted around that. And then these are the dates I don't remember, but I believe it starts tonight through the 24th that the ramp off of Barrett Parkway to I-75 will be closed for the same reason. Do I have the dates correct? Right. So just go to the county webpage, DOT, and we'll make sure that we have those dates on there for you because that'll have some pretty big impact on traffic.
Absolutely. Thank you. Commissioner Cupid.
Yes, thank you. First, I would like to publicly congratulate my assistant, Bianca Keaton. She had her daughter this past Thursday, and we are excited that she's joined the Keaton family. Joining District 4 to cover Bianca in her absence is Miss Marva Harris, who comes from us from Turner Broadcasting as an assistant to General Counsel, and she'll be with us in the morning and is handling scheduling and zoning correspondence. In the afternoon, we have Andrea Ashmore covering the office. She's a director or former director of Institute Partnerships at Georgia Tech and a special assistant to the president at Georgia Tech, and also was in public relations at Spelman College. And she will be covering programming, outreach, and communications. Next, we have a couple of events going on this week. We have the candidate forum in Powder Springs, and also it's a joint opportunity to register to vote. Powder Springs residents are invited to a candidate forum at 7 p.m. Thursday, September 24th, and this is hosted by the Powder Springs Community Task Force. And the forum will be held at the George E. Ford Center at 4181 Atlanta Street. And invited candidates include the Powder Springs mayoral and council candidates. Elections this year will be held November 3rd, and please note that the last day to register for city elections is October 5th. I also would like to share that there is going to be a Young Professionals of Cobb event, which will be held at Atlanta Marriott Northwest Galleria at 200 Interstate North Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia 30339. That's the part of Atlanta that is in Cobb. And this is an opportunity for those ages 21 through 40 to come together and network. I would also like to share that Cobb County is offering free construction career training for Cobb residents, and it's called Go Build Cobb. And it is a training program that is going to be led by industry-recognized organizations and some of Atlanta's best commercial construction contractors. This is a free 4-week job skills training and job placement program, preparing pre-qualified participants with knowledge, credentials, and hands-on training to succeed in the construction industry. For those of you who are interested, there's a website, thecollectiveac.org/partners. If you didn't get all that, I encourage you to sign up for my newsletter, or you can actually contact cobbworks.org. My newsletter is cobbcounty.org/Cupid. Finally, I would like to share that next week, Thursday, October 1st, I will be holding a town hall meeting at McEachern High School at 7 p.m. This town hall meeting is geared towards youth and millennials so that we can hear about your ideas and concerns for Cobb County, and I would encourage you to attend, and that begins at 7 p.m. Those are all the announcements that I have this evening.
Thank you, Commissioner. I just have a few. As Commissioner Weatherford mentioned, that Thursday there's going to be a town hall in District 1, and I and Commissioner Weatherford will be there. It'll be held from 6:30 to 8 p.m. at the Kennesaw Community Center on Watts Drive. We encourage you to come for that event. And as Commissioner Burrow indicated, this Thursday, is Eddie Cannon here? Mr. Cannon, I just wanted to mention the 83rd North Georgia State Fair is going to be held, or begins this Thursday night for 10 days at Jim Miller Park. And I was out there last night, Mr. County Manager, and you ought to be proud what job that Parks and Recs has done to get that facility just looking wonderful for what will be a small invasion of fun seekers and concert goers for the next 10 days. There's all kinds of stuff going on at the State Fair, and if you want to hear or learn more about it, I encourage you to simply go to their website, northgeorgiastatefair.com, learn more about what's going on, the concerts, the rides, the special events, just all kinds of just phenomenal stuff going on. Not to mention, next weekend they have a special program that if you bring in canned goods donated to Must Ministry, you get in free too. So there's a lot of good stuff going on at Jim Miller Park, and we appreciate their partnership. And again, Parks, Recs, and Cultural Affairs have just done an outstanding job getting that ready. Mr. County Manager, I believe you had just a great update on SunTrust Park. Last week marked the 1-year anniversary from when we broke ground on it. You wouldn't believe what a remarkable year we've had in terms of what's been grown out there since then. The Atlanta Braves announced official partnerships with Delta, Comcast, and Gas South, and name a few. The mixed-use development will include the Omni Hotel, Roxy Theater, and a 9-story Class A office tower with Comcast as a tenant, bringing 850 new jobs to Cobb County. I am very grateful and proud of Team Cobb for all the hard work, and so very proud of the progress we've made to date. And I'm extremely excited for more good news to come as we enter our second year leading up to April 2017 in this magnificent project going on in our community. And last but not least, today marks the beginning of Yom Kippur, also known as the Day of Atonement, and it is the holiest and most solemn day on the Jewish calendar. And beginning tonight at sunset, which has already passed, those of Jewish faith will fast and pray for forgiveness. And so for our Jewish friends and neighbors celebrating this very important holiday, I would like to extend my warmest wishes and have an easy and meaningful fast. So we appreciate that as well. So Mr. County Manager, is there anything further you'd like to add? And we are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioners.